Hello everyone and welcome to week 1. What we're going to spend just a few minutes going over is going to be how to do the first project for this week, which is going to be designing mobile interfaces. For this project, it'll be important to make sure you click on this link under the course project that says templates. After it's downloaded, you'll see that it's a zip folder, and I can just open that. And you'll see there's two different templates available. There's an Android and an iPhone. So you get your pick of what interface you'd like to use. I'm going to stick with the Android. And I'm just going to copy that to my desktop to make it easier to download the file. And then what I want to do is just go ahead and open that with an Illustrator. So I will have Illustrator open. I'll go to File, Open, and then I will locate that file and I'll just hit open, and it's just a PDF. So it's a nice template and it'll take a few minutes for it to load. And if it goes non-responsive for a few moments, don't worry about it. Mine did. And I can ignore this type. Notice it's perfectly fine as it is. And you'll see that there are two different examples that you can play with. For this assignment, let me move this file out of the way. I'm mainly going to focus on the graphic on the left-hand side. And what I want to do is go ahead and look at the instructions again. And it says, click with the full single view of your mobile device, usually the first design. I'm going to create a new layer. A new layer is nice, so that way I don't accidentally start working on the default layer. Create a new layer. I can lock this layer. And you'll see it says, create a shape for the enunciator row. And it's up to you if you want to do that with the Android. Because you'll see there's kind of one right here already with where the time is. So either I can take, my rectangle and I can create a new row right here if I wanted to, so I can make it larger, which is perfectly fine. It's completely up to you in terms of how large you decide to go with this. And of course I'd want to clean this up a little, resize it, all that good stuff, so that way it kind of fits the space a little bit more. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Then what I'm going to do is go ahead and create some icons. And I need to create at least 6 different icons using the pen and shape tools. Now it's really important that you create these yourself. You just don't download them online somewhere, or you don't upload bitmap images. They must be vector based. And since this is an Android, if you happen to be inspired by some of the icons that are available online, you're more than welcome to, of course, use those. You could also go to Google and you could see, or the textbook, what kind of icons would fall within this area. Be notifications, battery, Wi-Fi, plane status. Those are all sorts of icons you can create. Once you have at least 6 of those icons created, then you will also want to create a lock screen, and it needs to include the time and an unlock icon. So you could go halfway down the screen and maybe you create like a paddle lock. And since I'm going to do this really quickly, it's going to look pretty bad. Yours will look a lot better because you're going to be spending a lot more time working on this. And you could have like a background. You don't have to do that this week, you'll do that in another week, but you could do that now if you wanted to. And then I'm going to do something really fast. Again, looks terrible. It's not aligned correctly at all. Yeah, so you see there's definitely a lot of room that needs to be done to resize this. It looks really bad, like I said. But again, I'm just trying to do this really quickly. And then, further down below, I could, if this were fully done and colored and all that good stuff, and you'll definitely want to make sure your icons are in color, I could make this where it's unlocked at the top. You might look at your phone depending on what device you're doing to see how they display it differently. So I could grab the pin tool real fast, and we'll do it from this direction as well. And you'll see that I have a little bit of a curve problem right there. So not, again, very, very quickly, doesn't look very great at all. However, I could do something like this, but I can make this a lot smaller, which you should. And I could also lower the opacity because this is more of an after effect. So I could select everything and then I could change the opacity. To something like that. And of course, I'll use text to create the time. Where you put the time is completely up to you. You can also add text to say lock, unlock. And of course, your 6 icons should be up here that you create. It's important to note that you need to turn in the Illustrator file as well as a JPEG. And if you scroll down here, you'll see that there's also an attached rubric, which will help you see where you get those points. So definitely follow the rubric as you work on the assignment. It will make a big, big difference in your grade. And of course, I can just go to File, Save As. I'll say this as like first name, last name, my name, and I'm going to change, this is really important down here because we imported it as a PDF, to change the file type to an AI file. I can hit save. I can leave all the settings as is. Then I will go to File, Export, and change file type to JPEG. Use artboards, and I'll hit export, and that's how I export the JPEG. And then in the Dropbox, I'll turn in my AI file and my JPEG. If you happen to have any questions as you're working on this assignment, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Take care, everyone.